What is up, guys? This is your boy Superior Simmer, and today I have some more information regarding The Sims. If you guys like news, updates, and discussions, please hit the sub button, and if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. I also do have an affiliate link with Instagame to bring you guys cheaper games. If you guys click the right side of the screen or the link in the description, you guys will find a bunch of deals on cheaper game titles. They have action RPGs, adventure games, of course simulation, racing. Without further ado, let's get into the content. If you have not heard the news, EA is officially announcing a new in-games ads department. So yes, you heard it here. There's going to be in-game ads within EA's titles. If you guys want to read the full article, I'll leave that in the link in the description. I'm just going to be summarizing most of this, but the big takeaway right now is that there's going to be in-game ads within our games, including The Sims. We've already seen this with the Coach collab, so there is no guessing game whether or not this is going to be affecting The Sims. It will for sure, because we've already seen it. So yeah, Electronic Arts has officially launched EA advertising. It's a new department dedicated to bringing real-world brands directly into EA games through an in-games ad, branding content, partnerships, and promotional events. So I want to say that other event we got with the Bridgerton bullshit, I haven't played it, but I think that's another example of like the type of partnerships we'll see. This is just me guessing, but I think we're going to see many different types of these like in-game partnership ads within The Sims, whether it will be through events or again like the Coach collab through like cast items, gameplay, whatever. There'll be different variations. I know when I first heard this, I thought like if I went to Del Sol Valley and I looked up in the sky and saw like the billboards, I don't know, we would see like Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, Swiss Chalet, maybe Nando's. I don't know. That's like kind of like my first thoughts. I thought we would see something like that. So EA says that the goal is to let brands become part of gameplay through dynamic real-time advertising and collaborations. The company claims that these integrations are designed to enhance, not disrupt, the player experience. Oh, bullshit. I'm sorry, guys. Now, lastly, EA will offer advertisers tools to measure engagement and target its audience of over 120 million monthly players. So some examples that are already being used is Visa with EA Sports. You have State Farm with EA Sports. You have Vans with Skate. Again, that makes sense. With the sports titles, ads could appear as stadium signage, jerseys, overlays, and branding challenges and special events. So again, this is them trying to creatively add in ads without making them look like they're ads. But like we all know this is bullshit. Like this is them trying to pay out the $20 billion of debt they have because of the buyout. I think obviously a lot of people are concerned with the fact that again, there's just going to be more advertising inside these paid games. Again, people have spent a lot of money on these games, like specifically talking about Sims. Like again, this is a Sims channel. If you're rich, you've spent basically over $1,000 worth of content, right? That is a lot of money for one game, bro. Like it's a lot of money. And the fact that there's going to be now ads within that game, there's so much levels of betrayal, you know, and it's just very confusing. It's very sad. And like I've been looking at the comments, there's a lot of people backing away from The Sims because of stuff like this. It's not even like The Sims is in this like perfect state where like the game only has like very few minor issues and it runs like butter. The content is loaded and packed for $40. There's not this whole buyout situation going on, and like The Sims 4 is really on his last leg, bro. The franchise is in a terrible place right now, and to add on this on top of everything else, to me is the most tone deaf crazy shit. And I'm not even surprised this is happening, because like again, with the buyout we knew this was coming. Like I'm not really phased by this personally. Like I'm not surprised, because like majority of people knew this was going to happen because of the buyout, but it's still very scummy and weird, right? And it's not just The Sims that's affected. All the other games like the sports styles are getting affected by this too. Yeah, I would love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions on this, because I call bullshit on all of this. I personally think this is going to break immersion, especially if you play like Sims. I personally think they're just slowly going to start adding a lot more until this becomes like a normal thing. Not to say we can't speak up on it, but I feel like there's really nothing we can do, because again, they're trying to get money with these partnerships. So it's like, again, I would love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions. Do you think this is okay? Do you not care at all? Like this is not going to affect your gameplay? Do you think this is immersion breaking? I would love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions on this. And again, guys, the full article is in the link in the description if you guys want to read it over. Now looking at some comments over on Twitter, there's a lot of different opinions on this, a lot of different perspectives. So yeah, we have this first tweet here by Queen Beast. They say this is bullshit. I think that's the best way to describe this situation. It's bullshit. We have another tweet here by Seth Kane. They say the fact that they're going to do this is effing crazy. Also, the fact that they have this game on Steam and Steam has rules against this means there's going to be some switch up. Stockholders are to blame for this, because gamers would never want this at all. I didn't even know this until this Seth Kane person mentioned this. So he's mentioned the fact that with Steam's policy, they explicitly say that games on Steam cannot require players to watch ads, engage with ads to progress, or receive rewards for viewing ads. So advertising based monetization is not allowed, but they do allow real world brands appearing in games. sponsor content that fits naturally within gameplay. So again, if you're a football player trying to get a brand deal with Sprite and they have like a partnership with Sprite, that is like in-game, you know, immersiveness. That doesn't go against Steam's policy, if that makes sense. Even product placements like logos, clothing brands, billboards, and sponsorships. So like, again, the Coach collab, that stuff is okay. So technically speaking, even though I don't like EA, hats off to them because they're doing it in a very slick way. Like, they're making it so it integrates with the game, and again, it's quote unquote immersive, so it can get away with it technically and not be affected by like Steam's policy and stuff. So yeah, they're definitely like 5 steps ahead with this. We have another tweet here by Tom. They say, imagine charging over $1,000 for a broken game, adding another in-game currency to buy custom packs, and still being so broke that you have to add in-game ads. Honestly, FEA and The Sims, this game was never supposed to be like this. This tweet has over 1,000 likes. See, it's just so sad seeing how the state of Sims has gone to complete shit. It's so bad. We have another tweet here by Monica. They say, I'm just gonna play a different game, I think. So again, we have someone who's completely done, no longer wants to interact with Sims anymore. We have another one here by Pink Pineapple Loves M&Ms. They said time to move on to Paralives game permanently. So I've seen a lot of people say since Paralives has released, they've kind of switched over to that. And it seems like now, because of this whole in-game ad situation, there's going to be more people switching over to Paralives. So again, to each their own. I don't blame them. We have another one here by Bolt Core who says, I generally cannot even comprehend how do Simmers even allow this. If Steam or hell even Rockstar post something like this for their games, people would burn their offices in a second. Every time I tell myself it can't get any worse, it just does. Again, the bar is set really low at this point. Like, they just keep surprising us on how shit they can be. I'm not even surprised at this point. We have another one here by Michael Long. They said, this is truly sad. The Sims franchise has always been squeezed between what the players and fans want, and EA's need to milk every last drop of profit out of this franchise. This is such a horrible escalation. Best outcome now is that EA tanks and they sell the franchises. Again, I see people say this all the time, especially with the whole buyout. Like, people are hoping like EA will just break off Sims and sell it off. Like, even though Sims is not like their biggest moneymaker, right? Again, we know they're going after the sports titles, guys. Like, they don't care about Sims. Again, if I remember correctly, it's called sports watching. Like, they're doing this to change their image. Again, they still want to make money, obviously, right? And Sims does obviously generate a lot of money, and I just don't see them selling Sims off. And I want to remind people as well, like, you guys should not go in on the Sims team because those guys are feeling it probably the worst, right? They're forced to do this shit because this is their job, right? They're feeling this too. This is a big FU to them as well, so they're impacted by this. So don't go in on the Sims team. Whoever's left on Twitter, I don't know who's still active these days. It's not their fault, guys, okay? All this is EA. It's all EA. So yeah, there's another tweet here that I saw from the Origin of Love. They said, with every new announcement it gets worse, I can't wait for a mod to block these. So I've also seen a lot of people say, okay, modders, you're up, okay? It's time for you guys to do what you do, try to block these things. But like, again, it's in game. Like, it's gonna be baked into the game, you know? I'm not saying it's not impossible. I don't know how modding works. I don't know if they'll be able to even do that, but again, it's very sneaky on EA's part how they're doing it. So I would love to see if modders can come up with some type of way to block these things. But again, it's not like we're playing the game and then an ad for like Amazon pops up while you're playing, right? These are in-game ads. Maybe they might add an Amazon store in the game and you can purchase stuff off Amazon through the computer, you know what I mean? But it's like, how do you block that? I don't know. Like, that's so interesting to me. I don't think they'll be able to, but I would love to see them try. Now, what's interesting here, shout out to Nai Core. So this is like a perfect example of what we've been talking about so far in the video. So they said branded objects existed since the very first Sims game, because I know some people are going to complain about it, but the truth is EA has been milking the Sims cash cow for 26 years and counting. And as you can see by these images, this is from The Sims 1. You have like this McDonald's kiosk thing. You have a Pepsi vending machine. It looks like there's other drinks on there too. I think there's like Mountain Dew, maybe like Fanta, I don't know. And then there's like this computer. I don't know what the computer is or the table. This is nothing new, technically speaking. I know with The Sims 2, that's like when I got into Sims on PC. The H&M stuff was a thing. So there's another image here with the H&M fashion stuff. I think that came with The Sims 2. I think, was that a stuff pack? I don't know. Someone will tell me in the comments. And then in The Sims 3, I think they have like a bunch in The Sims 3. But again, there's a Ford one here. So the 2012 Ford Focus 5-door. So yeah, this is funny. Like, you know, no haggling, no sim points down. So again, this is another example of like in-game ads, right? So again, how do you block that? I don't think you can. So I think that's the biggest takeaway for me. And that's like the biggest question I want to know is how they're going to implement these in-game ads within The Sims. Because The Sims is like a real life simulation. So it's like, I think Sims and obviously some of the sports titles, but like The Sims Sims like specifically can kind of get away with this. Obviously it's not right. I'm not saying like I want this, but I'm saying, is there a way for them to add this without it breaking immersion, right? It won't be as bad as we're thinking it will be, but again, like I don't want to normalize it. I don't want this in my game, obviously, but if we're going to have it, if nothing can be done, will they make it so it's not like in your face is what I'm hoping for. But yeah, again, thoughts and opinions down below. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on this, because this is like insane. There is just no end to this bullshit when it comes to the franchise, bro. It's honestly like really sad, but it is what it is. But yeah, with that being said, hope you guys made it to the end of this video, and once again, I appreciate all the support. I hope you guys have a good day and take care.